It's Ports a Call waterfront dining, award-winning service and cuisine with a view of the dynamic L.A. harbor from every seat. For reservations and directions, visit portsacalldining.com or call 310-833-3553.
I'm joined here by Thrasher.
Yes.
Thrash Pie.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
You know what? We got somebody on the phone that you may remember.
Of course.
This guy, I think he's drummed with pretty much every band that's ever existed. Matt Sorum is with us.
Oh, man. Thanks, man. I know. I was just, it's Thrasher. It's so funny. I was just talking about K&AC the other day and how much I miss K&AC. I was on the radio. What the heck was I doing? Oh, I was on 103, classic rock station, right?
Right.
And I was just going on about the old KMAT 94.7, way, way back, and then the coolest rock station, and I thought was KNAC. So it's good to see it here again.
Well, I appreciate that. I think the exact same thing. And you know what? Mike and I were real surprised to find that there were a lot of people who felt the same way, and we've been in the last, it's become a big, big project, but we're doing a history of KNAC, an audio history, and there's also a film documentary in the talking stages, the development stages, so we feel the same way about it. I certainly miss it.
Maybe we can get Matt to help us out with that, since Matt was part of the documentary on the Sunset Strip. I don't know if you saw that documentary, but an amazing documentary on the Sunset Strip, and you were the executive producer, right?
Yeah, well, kind of how that happened was these two guys came to Hollywood to make this movie about the Sunset Strip, and they came to me because my experience in Hollywood, I've been here since 74, actually, but I moved here in 79, and I have, a big history on the Strip, obviously, but when they came to make this movie, they didn't really know anybody, and, they wanted this person, they wanted that person, and, obviously the rock and roll people I know, and then the movie ended up being a history lesson basically on the Strip from the 20s up until present. And we all went, all the way through Prohibition, when Bugsy Siegel and Mickey Cohen ran the Strip. And, it turned into a really cool film. You can get it on Netflix, or it was on Showtime as well. But it's called Sunset Strip, the movie. And then it turned into a 3-year project.
Yeah.
Making documentaries is like...
Yeah. Oh, it's huge. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically labors of love. I mean, you hope that people watch them, but I think we did a great job, and thank you. We ended up having everyone from, Phyllis Diller from the early the early days on the Strip, talking about, the early comedy with Lenny Bruce and all the people, and then it went through the Hughes Hefner era, Playboy After Dark, which was on the Strip, all the way through, we found old gangsters. We used to work with Mickey Cohen. It was so fun. And then what we did is we spent some money on a historian guy and a guy that had a lot of, you go into the vaults and, you pull all this old, stock footage that you can get and you can pay for, and we found old footage of the riot on the Strip, and we had Peter Fonda getting arrested, and then we interviewed Peter Fonda. It was cool. As it grew, it just became a pretty epic piece, and got it done and put it out, and sold it to a couple of networks and overseas. So yeah, finished that baby, and then I'm like, man. People call me to do more of these kind of projects, and I'm like, well, I get ready to spend 2 years of my life.
Right.
I love it, and I love the Strip, and Hollywood's given a lot to me, and I've been here since I was a kid.
You seem like a guy that can never say no to anything.
Well, I'm trying to learn how, because it gets a little, you take too much and put it on your plate, and then you can't get anything done.
Well, I was going to say, Matt, that's exactly what's happening to me now, is I'm realizing what a monster I gave birth to. It's a much bigger project than I ever imagined.
Yeah, well, when I took on this charity thing that I'm doing, Adopt the Arts, I took this on about 4 years ago. I had a little extra time. You know, I'm not on the road as much as I used to be by choice. You know, I'm like, you know, after Velvet Revolver, you know, we had a pretty big run with 2 albums and 2 mega world tours, and you know, I'm in my mid-50s now, and I'm married, and you know, it's like I love to play music, but going on the road for 16, 18 months for me now, it's like, whoa. And and I've got, actually, to be honest with you, I just love doing different kinds of projects. Not to say that I'm tired of playing music for people, because I'm not, because I'm going out on the road with my new band, Hollywood Vampires, next month for about 2.5 months, actually. But then I'm coming home, and I'm going to get back to work on different charity work that I have. I'm starting my own music label. I got a bunch of stuff going. So
wonderful.
I'm always busy.
Nice.
Yeah, and the charity thing. I want to have you on another time. We can talk about the animal rescue stuff that you've done over the last few years. But we got you to come on today to talk about an event that's coming up on May 12th at the Fonda Theatre, and you've put together a huge amount of great musicians to honor Glenn Hughes and Robin Zander.
Yeah, you know, 2 of my favorite bands of all time, right? You know, icons, you know, guys that I always looked up to. I'm a little bit next decade from them, a little bit younger, but not much. And they got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. And then every year when I go to do my big fundraiser, I do this thing. It's called for the Contribution to Art and Culture Award. And this year I decided to do Robin and Glenn. Last year I did Billy Gibbons and Butch Trucks of the Allman Brothers at the Roxy. And it was such a huge success. We raised about $14,000. This year we're doing Robin and Glenn over at the Fonda Theatre, which is on Hollywood Boulevard, a little bit bigger venue, a little more comfortable for the band. We've got, you know, tabled seating, VIP, and then we got, you know, $40 balcony seats, $75 seats on the balcony. We've got 125 floor VIP seats, all the way up to the VIP meet and greet, which is about $250. But right now we got a pretty large number that we got to get out the door, which is the 4075 number, which is, if we could sell 100 more of those, I'd be ecstatic, because all that money goes to adoptthearts.org.
Which is a charity that you started, right?
I started it 4 years ago when I read in the paper that the LAUSD superintendent and school board were going to shut music and art for the LA K-6 kids. They were just going to completely wipe it out, like not have any music for kids in the public school system. And I read the article, and I ended up downtown. I spoke to the superintendent. At the time, it was a gentleman named John Daisy, and he's not there anymore. But I said, look, I you know, you guys can't do this. You know, we're in L.A., we're in Hollywood. The kids, this is the music capital of the world. Why? How can this be possible? So I ended up partnering with the music superintendent there of the LAUSD, and so far I've done over 1,000 instruments to 25 schools. I donate music teachers. I've got what I call 2 fully funded schools, which means the kids get music throughout the day during the school day. This isn't an after-school program. I've worked it out with the LAUSD that these kids are going to get this during the day. Every kid gets music. We do art programs. We just did a killer art program with the Coffee Bean. All the kids designed the bags of coffee for Coffee Bean, and they're donating 15% back to Adopt the Arts. You can go on at coffeebean.com and see the artwork. These little kids, you know, drew this amazing art, and we did a competition. And what I see when these kids, you know, have that a little bit of a spark, and then somebody shows them some attention. A couple of these young artists were maybe not the most disciplined kids in the school, if you get my drift. But
Right.
Like me.
They go, like, all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm capable of, you know, look at this. I've got accolades. It's like, for me, when somebody told me I was hey man, I think you're a pretty good drummer when I was very young, and that was a music teacher of mine. It really sparked me and made me really want to kind of go for it.
Is that our warning that we're done?
That means the drones are coming.
Hello?
Oh, we lost Matt. See?
We lost him.
That's just what an incredible, a lot of people would just give up and go back and sit in their apartment and, get high after their music career and after they did all that. And, it's to give back. Isn't it something you and I talk about it all the time? It's probably a stage in life. Some people do it their entire lives, but, some of us, you go full throttle into some sort of a career that you love,
right,
that you want to keep doing, but you realize there's more that you need to do as a person on the planet.
Well, just spending a little time with Matt. Matt came down here to do another show at the studio at one point, and he's like a hummingbird.
Oh.
He's just moving all the time. Got all this stuff going, and that's why I asked him, do you ever say no to things? And he said he's learning how to do that. Well, I think we probably lost him. I know they're doing a series of these interviews to try and get this going, so we'll pump it up. It's at the Fonda Theatre on May the 12th. And we didn't get down the list of people that are going to be there, but Geezer Butler, Corey Taylor. Well, let's see. He might be back.
Might be Matt.
Are you back with us? Are you back with us?
Probably. Yeah, I hope we're recording this.
Yeah, we are. We're recording it. We were just about. I didn't know if we were going to get you back, so I was going down the list of people that are going to be there on May 12th, and it's amazing lineup of people. You got Geezer Butler, Corey Taylor from Slipknot. You got Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols, Gilby Clarke, who is another guy like you that plays with everybody, and a bunch of other people. It's going to be great.
Lukather from Toto.
Yeah.
Billy Duffy from the Cult. I just got the Dean and Robert DeLeo from Stone Temple Pilots. Phil X, who's an excellent guitarist, who plays with Bon Jovi. Stevie Solis from Mick Jagger's band. I got Chad Smith on drums with me. We got 2 drum kits.
Wow.
Glenn and Robin, of course, are going to perform. Corey Taylor's going to sing a couple. Frankie Perez, who's in a band called Apocalyptica. They're the Danish heavy metal band, quartet string guys. I don't know if you've seen them, but
no.
Super incredible. And then we got a huge auction. I've just started reaching out to all my friends, and I do it every year, and everybody is so gracious. And I got a guitar from Brian May signed. I got a Joe Perry guitar, went and picked it up myself. Dave Grohl guitar, 2 Slash guitars. I've got a Metallica guitar and drum head.
Wow.
I got a Maroon 5 guitar signed. I've got a bunch of killer art by Shepard Fairey. A very limited 1 in 3 limited print that Shepard Fairey did for the last Black Sabbath tour. There's only 1 in 3 signed by Shepard.
Wow.
Worth about $3,000. A bunch of jewelry for the girls. All kinds of cool stuff. Vacations. And, I really need people to come down and support these kids, because I always tell people, look, it might not be your kid, but it's our community, and I feel like our community needs to be supported to make sure that we're creating new, young individuals that are going to make this a better place to live, not a worse place to live. So I want these kids to have a chance, and if people can buy a $40 ticket or a $75 ticket or a $125 ticket to come in and see a great rock show, we're going to put on a show that you'll never see again. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And support, and it helps us and it helps the community. So that's what I'm here to do.
Well, your work with Adopt the Arts is an ongoing thing. This is one event, but you're committed to this, obviously, and people can find out about Adopt the Arts at www.adoptthearts.org. Right? Did I get that right?
Adoptthearts.org.
Yeah, and information about the show is also there, isn't it?
Correct. And if they want to buy tickets, they can go to the fondatheatre.com, May 12th.
Okay.
It's a date. You click on the ticket buyer, and you can put your seats in there and all that stuff.
What's great is you got the whole span. You know, $40 is not a lot for a concert ticket nowadays. So you got the span from $40 all the way up to like $4,500. So anybody can go to this.
Believe it or not, we sold all the $4,500 tables sold out.
Wow.
Right there. But I want the people that, you know, if they say to me, a lot of people say to me, well, what can I do? I don't know what I can do to help. And well, if you can't afford $40, you know, tweet about us, you know, put it on our Facebook, try to help raise money. Everybody is capable of helping these days, especially with social media and the way the world is interchangeable, right? And people are connecting like that. So,
well, we're going to put this interview up on YouTube a little later on tonight, and it'll be up, you know, forever. And anything else that we can do, Matt, we got to get you down here to the studio again. You were down here for a lawn show at one point, and get you down here some other time and hang out with us.
Oh, I love it down there, man. Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. And keep rocking. Let me know what's up with the documentary. It's all good.
Right.
All right, Matt. Thanks so much for taking the time to spend with us today.
Thank you.
All right,
later, all right,
Matt.
buddy.
Here, gentlemen.
Bye-bye.